get dressed really fast because Tony is called, said all the lights inside of his car went dim. Then his radio went off. Anyway, I don't know. I told him it sounded like the alternator, the battery or the alternator. Alternator runs, it goes out. Then your battery pulls everything in your car until it's finally dead. So like what I was saying, I told him, I said, see, the driver will just drop you at Smith with your truck. That way you can, then I'll come pick you up from there. But he said the Smith's not even going to be able to look at his truck till noon, around noon, because they're busy this morning. And the driver said he'll just drop him at the Chevron in Splendora. And I'm just thinking, I didn't argue with him because he's frustrated, but it would have been better for him to gone on. I'm thinking, and I may be wrong, but I'm thinking that he said, all right, well, Smith can't even see the truck till noon today, so just drop me in Splendora if you don't mind. My mom can pick me up from there. Which would have been fine. It's fine, and that's what's going to happen. But if he had thought about it, he could have gone on with this truck so to at least talk to the Smith guys without having to call them again on the phone. But they're pretty thorough. But I think I feel like I think it's gonna be his alternator. Now, I may be wrong, but I feel like it's gonna be his alternator. All right, I'm going to pull some clothes on and go pick up Tony. You're not coming in right now. I got back from bringing Tony home. He said he took a day. I said I brought the keys if you just want to pull in and get in the truck and go. And he said no, he went ahead and took a day because they said the place wasn't going to be able to get to it until noon. But they thought they would have it ready for him around 1 or 2. So he just said he'd have to go in for just a couple hours and leave again. So I don't know. He took off. But I come out and I got it's so sad, isn't it? That's all of my plants that I brought in the house. And I've cut them all back. Got my deck sprayed off and will blow it off until my battery went out. It's all clean. Well, there's still stuff that needs to be done with, but I'm not really in a hurry to just... Like the fan will probably just always sit out here. It'll be ready for any time we need it when we're going to have something outdoors. But that's just potting soil. Although I don't know. That is like a bait trap. A bait. That round thing with that's for bait. I don't even know how that got here. I don't know where it came from. I don't know who sent it here, who brought it here, who dropped it here, who left it here. I don't know. Just looks like something Daniel or Jake would have dropped out of their vehicles or their mules or something, and I picked it up. Anyway, I opened a gate back a few days ago out here between... Here comes Chia. Little bad word dog. I don't know if y'all can see that little spot. She's right there. She's fixing to come around behind that tree. Chia! Chia, come on! Now, oh, look at her. Now she's going to turn around. See, the thing, what she's doing is what, can y'all see her going? She's in the driveway right there. There her little head popped up. She is waiting for some sign of kids to show up somewhere. It's like she knows kids are going to be at mom and dad's at some point today. I need to get all this cleaned up. I'm getting to the point now I don't really feel like it. I haven't had lunch yet. Y'all know I've cut back on, well, I say cut back on sweets. If the sweets aren't here, I don't eat them, but they're here and I will eat them. But I haven't. Anyway, what I was saying was I opened this gate over here. So the cows could get in over here. They don't really mess with anything except for right there. This morning I found poop right there too. It's like when I'm messing around here with the goats, now there's going to be poop. Looks like they're trying to eat up the feed that was dropped out of the feeders. There's Billy back over there. Anyway, I thought they could get to the pond. There's a lot of water in the pond now, so they don't have to mess with the trough up there. They could just have access. And see, Tony, they were around over there eating the grass on the other side of Tony's in that front part yesterday or the day before. Anyway, it's good that they're moving around out here too. I don't care if they're here. They don't mess with the goats. The goats more mess with them than they mess with the goats. Dadgum. Anyway, it's a beautiful day. I think the high is like 60 something. It's windy and you can feel the cool in the wind. But it's that calf plays with the goats all the time. I see it up on the hill that I'm chasing. Anyway, it just feels good out here. Take this up in the house. When you're in the shade, it's cool. But when you get in the sun, it feels so good. It's like you just want to grab a blanket and lay out in the middle of the yard. I need to take the pool down. I'm not going to use that little pool no more. I think that's one of the reasons I had a problem with keeping Levi in the pool this past summer, is it was just too shallow, and he was unhappy. He couldn't really swim. Anyway, it's horribly nasty now because I let most of the water out. I've asked everybody, does anybody want it? Nobody wants it. So I'm probably just going to put a slit in the bottom with my knife and let all the water run. Anyway, my deck looks pretty. I mean, it looks bare because there's no plants, but it looks clean. It looks, you know, I burned a little bit of stuff. I already said that. That's what I was saying. People talk about us Morrows. We got problems because we burn all the time. Well, I think that's just something that you do when you're in the country. You just pile up stuff and you burn it, and you pile up stuff and you burn it. I don't know what them dogs are eating. What are y'all eating? It's probably chicken poop. Nasties. Anyway, fed the goats already this morning. I fed the chickens this morning. I keep seeing them out there. They're not right now, but I keep seeing them like laying where they're just sunning. I see one now flopping like it's dying, but it's just sunning. So I think a couple of the ducks are sunning too. I had the ducks. I wish I'd had my phone with me. When I come out this morning, they all followed me out of the chicken yard, and they followed me all the way out to where I opened the gate down there to go out to call the goats up and feed them. And the ducks and the chickens all followed me out. So next thing you know, the chickens were just all out there sort of eating what fell on the ground. And the ducks went to the water. They followed that old big white duck that, that's where he lived all his life. Living here, he was in the pond. But I think Pablo's out there, and they're scared of him. So they didn't stay very long in the water before they come right back up again. They just kept walking up and down that fence line trying to get back in. I think he was scaring them. He kept doing that hissing, and he kept, like it's his pond. He didn't want them there. For the most part, he was sort of chasing more like them yellow ducks than he was chasing that big white one or the black ones. But they did swim around for a long time until he caught their eye and came across the pond toward them. And then after a couple of minutes, they'd had enough of that. They couldn't take that no more. And they came back in the gate. Anyway, it was cute. I'm going to eventually try to get, I think I said this already, fix them where they're in. Thing is, the only problem with that is when I have little chicks, when I do want to order more chicks, the ducks will be living in their house. That's basically the brooder side of the chicken coop. So I don't know. I have to maybe rethink that. I've seen somebody selling one of those put together chick houses. Like you can buy them at Tractor Supply, and you can buy them at Walmart. You're not, I think, at the Walmart store, but like if you go to walmart.com, I think Home Depot sells one or two of them on their website, but they're those chicken houses. And they're all, you know, these like panels trimmed out in wood with wire, and the next thing you know, you just hook all them, which is what I was planning to do over there, but I think I need to enlarge the goat house instead of messing with the ducks right now, as far as the house goes. But then I got to seeing it, I seen that thing, and I'm thinking, well, that's only $200. Maybe I should contact them and see. Maybe I could go. I didn't know how. I didn't go into. I don't. Well, if I read about it, I don't remember what I read, but I know it was big. But I also know that it had, the house part was up high, and the ducks, the chickens will go up into a high house, but the ducks basically don't go into a high house. You know, they have to walk the plank, which is what the chickens would do, but chickens tend to fly up too. But it had this, it had a run attached to it and everything, but it was tall, like people walk through it. Like, can y'all see that duck? Looks like he's laying. Can y'all see him through there? Where's my, he's right there. Looks like he's plumb dead, like something done caught him. That's two. And all them chickens, there's a cluster of them right there. They're laying in the sun. That's too funny. Anyway, all right, I've done shoot the bull for long enough. Still waiting to hear from Tony. Brought my phone with me. Waiting to hear if he's going to, what time he's going to need me to take him to get his vehicle. I really hope that it has something to do with the fact that that serpentine belt was slipping somehow. That other place didn't, you know, you hate to say you spent a lot of money and they didn't even fix something right, but it seems funny that it was just like a little over 2 weeks ago when he said that his vehicle sort of acted like it's losing power a couple different times. So I don't know. I really don't know. But that's water down. Anyway, I'm gonna shut this off. I think I'm gonna go in and get a bath, because now, since I done got up early and didn't do anything but run get him, then I come straight home, messed around in the kitchen a little bit, and then I came out here. Now I just feel like I smell like smoke, and he may need me to take him to Cleveland. If he does, then I want to be a little bit dressed if I got to go all the way into town. All right, I'll see you guys later. God bless y'all. So we're back. Tony called and told me his truck was ready, and so I drove him to Cleveland to pick it up from Smith. It was his alternator, so I was right. So he's back on the road, and he'll be back to work tomorrow. So I hate it when the kids miss work. We had my generation and older, we all had different work ethics than the generation under us. Although Buddy and Steph are very good. Maybe just Tony, maybe Jake, I don't know. They say things like, I have the days. I was like, I had lots of days too. When I quit, when I didn't go back to work, they had to pay me for my days I had never taken. Because when in the school district, you get state days and local days. Now, I don't know how all school districts are, but those were how it was. Okay, in Cleveland, we got state days and local days. In Splendora, we only got state days. They didn't give us days locally. The school district itself didn't give us days, but Cleveland did. But when I left Cleveland, they paid me for days that I had never taken. So, you know, I didn't ever want to put my boss or anybody in a bind to have to cover me. So I hate it when I hear the younger ones say, well, I have days. I'm going to take a couple of my days. It's just like, if you have vacation, they're expecting you to take your vacation at some point during the year. But just to randomly take a day here and a day there just for no reason, like I really wished. Like I said, I think I said it in the video earlier, the snippet from earlier. I took the truck keys with me so we could just pull in and he could just jump right out of the SUV and into the truck. But he said no, he wasn't going to work. He was gonna, I hate it. I hate that work ethic. But he'll be back to work tomorrow. Praise God. Anyway, I guess this video really isn't about anything particular, anything important, anything at all. It's just, I just started videoing today and wanted to finish it out somehow. So, I guess I'll get it out to y'all in the morning. I love you guys. God bless y'all, and y'all have a good weekend. Bye.